You can relax now, Mr. B. I've finished.
Great. Let's have a look at the portrait. Ah, that's really good, Rashan. Not sure you've got all my refined features, though. You know, the strong jawline, the wonderful bone structure, but certainly a resemblance in the nose department.
Yeah, that bit's really good, isn't it? But I tell you what, with all these lovely pictures, they're just collections of lines and circles and dots, really, not like human faces at all.
Yeah, but we can still see faces in them. We can even recognise some of the expressions. Happy, sad, angry.
And that's because our brains are specially programmed to be able to recognise the most important details of human faces. We learn to recognise faces soon after we're born, and after that, our brains can spot a face anywhere. Take a look at this.
Oh, yeah. A smiley leek mouth, carrot for a nose, quite a big one. I wonder if those onions made his eyes water. Ooh. Now, that's just a marble floor. Now, hang on. I can see two darker eyes and a nose and a mouth underneath. Looks like someone with sunglasses singing. Ah, this is a bit harder. No. Now, I can see a whole head in that bark. Looks like a woman smiling at me.
Each human face is made up of the same basic parts, 14 bones and 30 muscles. But all of those can be different shapes and sizes.
Not to mention the different colours of eyes and eyebrows and the various shapes and sizes of mouths and noses.
Just imagine all the millions and millions of different human faces and all the different expressions they can make to tell you how a person feels. Something frightening there, I think?
Scared!
Hello, and welcome to today's Superbods Masterclass, where we will be observing Mr. B as he engages in one of his favourite activities. Ah, change of expression there. Note the wobbling lower lip, the screwed up eyes, and oh yes, I think there are tears.
Sad.
Hit it! Yes!
Happy and excited. Watford 5, Manchester United 0.
Ah, note the tensing facial muscles and the eyes staring straight forward.
Angry.
What are you lot playing at? I can tell from your smirking faces that you've been laughing at me.
I'm sorry, B, but we just couldn't resist it. Every time you changed channels, your face changed. We could tell just what you were watching from the expression on your face. Scary things, sad things, happy things.
Oh, well, just goes to show what an expressive face I've got.
Well, that's quite right, because human beings have got the most expressive faces of all animals. That's one reason why faces are so important, because they tell you what a person's feeling.
Yeah, but it's not just our faces that do it, is it? I mean, our whole bodies can give the game away. Thanks very much, Francis. Come with me, Nick, and I'll show you how bodies talk.
Body language.
Amongst the many species here at the Chessington World of Adventure, there is perhaps none quite so interesting as that primate, the Homo sapien.
A hairless ape which has learned to walk on two legs with a clever and really very advanced brain. And yet the human animal is rarely aware that whilst it is telling one story with its voice, its gestures and movements may be telling quite another.
For example, the young woman behind me seems to be getting on very well with her fellow companion. But although she's smiling, look at what her body is saying. Half turned away from him, arms crossed like that. I bet she won't be sending him an invitation to her birthday party. Not only do primates use facial expression, human hands can also be used to show changes of mood by shifting movement. This man couldn't be anything other than anxious, biting his nails, rubbing his forehead, and pacing up and down.
And as for being bored or impatient, this creature of action seems most of the time to be unaware of what it is communicating.
So, in conclusion, I'm not really sure I understand it at all.
Which only goes to show that actions really do speak louder than words.
Nick, isn't it amazing how people can show what they're feeling without even realising it? What are feelings for? I mean, everything else in the body is for something. So what do happiness and anger and stuff do for us?
Well, I suppose you could say that emotions tell us what to do. They help us to survive. If you see something dangerous, then fear makes you run away. If you see somebody you like, then happiness makes you smile. Of course, it's not always as simple as that nowadays, but far back in the mists of time, when human beings first evolved, then it was. You see, the part of our brain that makes our emotions evolved before we could speak and before we could think things out the way we can now. In those days, life was a lot more simple, and emotions helped us to do the right thing. A feeling of fear made us run away from danger immediately. Trying to work out how dangerous something was would have been useless. Anger was useful then too. No point trying to talk about a problem if you didn't have any words.
But what about feeling happy, enjoying things? What good was that?
Well, I suppose there was no one to tell our ancestors what was good for them and what was bad for them, only their own bodies. A feeling of pleasure was the body's signal that something was good for them. So if a new food tasted yummy, they remembered to eat it again. They didn't know that a nice warm fire stopped them freezing. It just felt good. And they couldn't work out that taking good care of babies kept the human species going. It just felt nice to cuddle them. And those lightning-fast emotional reactions still play an important part in our lives today.
Yeah, of course, when we're frightened, our heart beats faster to pump blood around the body to get our muscles ready for action so we can get out of danger fast. And if someone puts one of those in front of you, she's got the right idea, you get stuck in. And everybody goes gooey and protective over babies, even if they're not human babies.
Everybody has feelings, emotions that affect their whole lives, and our Superbods are no exceptions. Katrina, can you think of something that makes you feel really happy?
When I get a lot of money.
Why does that make you feel really happy?
Because I usually don't get a lot of money.
What about you, Roshan? Can you think of something that makes you feel really happy?
Something nice to eat, like a pizza.
Is that your favourite food?
Yeah, I think so.
What about feeling sad? Tyler, something that makes you feel really sad.
Well, if something happens to someone, like if my auntie dies or something, it will make me feel sad.
And what happens to you when you feel sad? What do you feel like inside?
I feel very hurt.
What about feeling jealous? I know sometimes when you've got little brothers and sisters, they can hog all the attention, can't they? Or take all your toys, and that can make you feel really jealous and cross sometimes, can't it?
Yeah, well, sometimes when my big brother gets to talk, and every time I try and talk, they just forget about me, like think I'm not there or something like that. And
What do
say,
you do when you feel like that?
I just want to go off and go upstairs or something like that.
What do you feel like when you're really angry? What does it feel like inside when you're cross?
It feels all, well, tense, and you really hate it. you just go out of your mind and you can't think properly because you're so terribly angry. And you want to get your own back, sort of, and thinking, oh, I'll do something back to make them cross.
If you could do what you wanted to do when you're thinking about getting your own back, what would you do to them?
I think I'd just beat them up probably. That's the same as I do. I get teased sometimes and it's terrible. It makes you feel really upset and you want to jump on them and beat them up and punch them and kick them and everything.
Yeah.
But you don't do that, do you? You don't punch them and kick them and beat them up, do you?
Because
I just want to be told off.
You know that you're going to get into trouble if you do something like that. But is that the only reason why you don't hit out when you're angry?
Well, I don't want to make people cry because then I feel really sorry for them. I think I'm an idiot.
Do you think you'd feel quite sorry if you'd done something bad like that? If you really lost your temper and hit somebody? What about you, Roshan? Would you feel sorry?
If it was my brother, no way.
I'm glad I'm not Roshan's brother.
Yeah, I suppose emotions are a really good way of telling us what to do. But we can't always respond in an emotional way. And I reckon sometimes it's better to stop and think before you act. I was driving along the road in my Chevrolet not so long ago, just the other day, ma'am. I was trying to drive that car real mean and fast when suddenly it stopped and there was a blast. Well, I got so cross that I kicked the wheel to show how angry a man can feel. But that didn't do no one no good, only caused great pain in my foot. I said to myself, say nice car, kick in the side, won't start the car. Counting to 10 and I took a deep breath, that sure hurt my foot a whole lot less. I was walking along the road real proud and smart, ma'am, and an enormous wind blew up and gave me a start. It blew the hat right off my doggone head and straight into a cactus, it made its bed. Well, I went to grab it and it blew away down the street and far away. Ran after it like anyone would, but with the hurricane it had gone for good. First I was angry, then I cried. Daddy gave me that hat before he died. Said, son, you best look after this. It's as precious as a baby's kiss. In the street yesterday I passed a man wearing a hat the same as my old dad's. I stared at him feeling jealous and cross. Said, that's just like the hat that I got lost. So I took myself fishing down to the creek to collect my thoughts and have a weep. When at my line I felt the tug and I pulled and pulled but not hard enough. Well, I lost the fish, but who cares about that? Instead I found old Daddy's hat. I felt so happy and full of joy, danced around like a little boy. Oh, and I got and stuck my toe bone again. Real Painesville, but well, life's like that.